In this video, I'm going to show you what a Flip Mastery Learning class looks like in my class. I typically start the day off with a warm-up, and depending on how the students do on the warm-up, I sometimes need to do a quick tutorial at the front of the classroom to cover those key concepts. I find that if I pull the kids to the front of the classroom away from their desks, they're more focused and more engaged in what I'm trying to teach them. This usually only takes about 5-10 minutes, and then the rest of the class time gets a little chaotic. I'm going to fast forward the video so you can see what the rest of the class time looks like. Now, in a Flip Mastery Learning class, students drive the learning. They choose what they work on each day depending on where they are within the curriculum. So you're going to notice that some students are working individually, some students are working in groups, some will be working on projects, some will be working on labs, others will be working on what I call mastery checks. It really just depends on where they are within the learning progression. It's my job as the teacher just to constantly move around and address the students' needs. I'm going to have conversations with almost every single student, every single class period, and I'm asking them questions, trying to figure out where they are within the learning, answering their questions, and just really just motivating them to continue to push forward through the curriculum. This is the best part about Flip Mastery Learning is these conversations that I have with the students, because I really get a good understanding of what they know, what they don't know, and I'm really forming these awesome relationships with the students and creating this culture of learning that everybody's working towards the same goal, which is just to learn more every single day. I'm going to fast forward a little bit more so we can see some of the other things that are happening within the class. In the back of my classroom, I have several groups of students that are working on a lab, which they're applying the heart structures and how the blood flows through an actual specimen. And I apologize to anybody that has a weak stomach. But this is one of the cool things about Flip Mastery Learning is that the students choose when they do these complex, higher level thinking labs. And so I know that these specimens are not going to waste. And the students are choosing when they're best ready to apply what they've learned on paper to an actual specimen. Notice those red cups right there? That's how I know these students needed me. I use these cups to prioritize my student needs. And when they need me, they turn it to red, and that tells me that they're ready to talk to me immediately. Another thing to help with this is on the floor of my classroom, I have a red tape. And my students know that they must have all the protective gear in order to enter this area of my classroom. So they must have goggles, aprons, gloves on, everything. And if they're not wearing those protective gears, they're not able to come to the back of the classroom. Here's another group of students that are working on a project, and they're asking for some feedback. One of the cool things about Flip Mastery Learning is I get most of my grading done in class with the students. So they get that immediate feedback about what they've done correctly and what they need to fix. And I think I just told some of those students some things to fix. But the best part about it is they get that immediate feedback and they can make those corrections immediately. Notice I always carry a clipboard in my hand. That clipboard I keep note of all the conversations I have with students. I keep note of what I've graded and where the students are within each learning objective. That way I constantly can just glance at where each student is within the learning, and I don't have to run to my desk to figure that out. At the front of the classroom, I have students on computers taking what I call mastery checks. Mastery checks are quick formative assessments that they have to complete and have to pass in order to move on to the next unit. This is what differentiates a Flip Mastery Learning class from most classes, is these assessments, because the students know that it's an expectation that they pass these mastery checks to prove to themselves and prove to me that they know the curriculum and they're able to move on to the next piece. So I do lock all of my mastery checks with a code, and so I can make sure when they're taking these assessments they have no notes, no cell phones, they're not talking, and each time they take it, it's going to be a different assessment. So if they were to have to take it more than once, at least they're getting a different assessment but over the same concepts. So in this quick video you saw a lot of different things, and I want to tell you that all of that happened within one class period. And the conversations and the relationships and the freedom that students have to drive their own learning is what makes Flip Mastery Learning awesome. I hope this video helped you better understand how Flip Mastery Learning works. Thanks.